paying all the bills, do the majority of the cooking, and take care of all the house matters. What should the woman provide? What should the man expect?
Well, if the man is doing all
what the hell you need to talk about? Damn,
right.
What she doing? What talking about?
Right.
What is she doing?
And so, gentlemen, I would love to answer this question.
Ooh, yeah. Let's see what you.
Because and I'm gonna break all of that down. So when a man is providing everything, paying all the bills, doing majority of the cooking, and taking care of all the household matters, what should the woman provide? To me, and I've said this on a show before, if a man is doing all of these things, he better not hear you complain about shit. You better be his peace that passeth all understanding. You better be his peace in the morning, the peace at the noonday, and the peace at night. I'm talking about you have nothing to complain about. But if he's doing all of that, you better be the best Scottie Pippen in the world. If he's Michael Jordan, I need you to be Scottie, or I need you to be Dennis Rodman. You better be the best behind the back passer, the best opener. You know what, baby? That's what you're doing. You know, I think if you were to X, Y, and Z, this would possibly open that door a little bit wider. So you just need to be very, very supportive, as well as if you are in a marriage relationship, not to go too spiritual, but your job, period, is to be a helpmate. Help him. Because if he's doing the same things he was doing when he was single, and now he has you, and you're not taking anything off his plate, you better make sure that man understands why you are in the picture, not just taking up space and stressing him out.
Man,
we don't need no extra stress.
Listen.
Whoever doing that, if he doing that, he need
First of all, this is what I'm trying to figure out. First of all, I don't know if I need you like shit. We're doing all that.
Right.
I don't really want to be with you.
And what are you here
like,
for?
What are you here for? Like, I don't get it though. Like, first of all, I don't want a person that wants me to do every fucking thing for them.
Helpmate, man.
Like, yeah, like let's do this shit together.
Right.
Like, otherwise, I can be single perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. I have no problem being single. Like, when you decide to bring an extra person into your whole grown-up life and share that shit with them, that's totally different. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I gotta do everything for you, fuck, I might as well stay single.
Might as well.
It's like this for me. Every woman wants a lead dog till she really run into a lead dog.
You're right.
It's true.
Yeah.
That is the truth.
Yeah,
that's true.
Every woman want an alpha male. That's what they call them, alpha male.
Yeah.
Everybody want a lead dog till you really run into a lead dog.
But here's the other thing, though. I think you said something really important because a lot of women throw this shit out here. They're like, "Oh, I want a man that's gonna lead me. If he's not gonna lead me, then I can't be submissive." And you run into all this shit. But yo, are you ready to be led?
Are you ready to be led?
You know what I'm saying? And here's the bigger part of that is like, yo, a lot of women are only willing to be led in the way that they're comfortable being led.
Absolutely.
So, you know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy. It's just weird. Like, it's just, women will say a lot of stuff. No offense. A lot of people will be like, well, you know, I want a man that's going to do this. All right, you got this dude that's giving to you. But it may not necessarily be the way that you necessarily want it. Or you want, I want God to put it this way. But that's not how it is, you know?
Right.
Yeah, no, that's not a good look.
Man, he said he doing all that because he's committed to being a provider. Oh, okay.
I'm not committed to being a provider.
You're a great person.
I'll be honest with you. I don't
Subscribe
subscribe to that. Like, I'm not looking to get nobody acting like I have to like provide for. That's just not a good look to me.
Right. Absolutely.
Like, I need you to be able to provide for yourself before I come in the picture.
Absolutely.
I'm not trying to take care of a whole grown up.
We talked about that on one of the shows, just how some women get into relationships looking for somebody to take care of them. Mm-hmm. I preach in my little 60-second car conversations and whatever it is that I post. I'm always trying to encourage women to make sure that they are whole themselves before getting into another relationship and putting the expectation on a man to complete them. No, you complete and I'm complete. We're good individually, but we can be great, even greater together. That's how it should be. We should both complement each other. And then even from the standpoint of women wanting, like we just said, women wanting a man that's going to do X, Y, and Z, but you have to do something to complement that.
Yeah.
No man wants to take care of just wants a woman to sit back and think that she's supposed to be glorified because she opened her eyes that morning.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, sweetheart, you're beautiful, but you got to get up and do something.
I'm sorry, ain't no vagina that good either.
Listen,
Like people think that because they cute and they got nah, man.
green eyes.
No, it ain't. It's just not that crucial.
Shade intended.
Sex is not that crucial.
Sex is not that.
It's just not that crucial. Like there's this misconception with women that they think that I can bust it open before I do it and boom.
Yeah.
Like we don't just sit around here just thinking about sex.
Right.
Like first of all, I care more about my livelihood, my career, my money than I do any woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that just is what it is. Like you can't throw something fancy and cute in front of me and all of a sudden I lose all this stuff that I've been working for. That just don't even make sense.
Right.
You know, and so
But that's the image.
it is. It's the image. Like people are like, I'm gonna be out here and be cute. I'm gonna go get chose. Nah, man, we ain't choosing nothing that we can't build with.
Right.
Like if you ain't got no foundation, I ain't trying to build no house on you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That don't even make sense.
Right.
Right.
That just takes away from my resources.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, being an entrepreneur, do you find it difficult to turn off your brain and focus in on the person that you're with, or is your mind always thinking about your next move? And if so, do you view that as a negative thing or a positive thing that you're always thinking about or preparing for what's next?
I don't think it's a negative thing. I'm always looking for what's next. Like I don't think that doesn't differ from whether I'm doing my own thing, I'm working for somebody. It doesn't matter. Like to me, it's always what is the next move. Like what's my next best move, regardless of what it is. And I think people talk about our generation in the sense that we don't have any job loyalty or anything like that. Yo, you're right, because it is what it is. Like I think at this point we're learning to take care of ourselves.
Right.
Like it's not like this drop dead loyalty. I'm gonna work for a company for 30 years and retire. I mean that's cool, but yo, you just making somebody else's dreams.
Right.
Right. So for me, I don't think it's a bad thing. I'm literally always thinking about what's next. You know, I tell my little brother all the time. Like we had these conversations weekly. Hey man, what's good? What's next? You know, hey, I've been looking at this. What you think about this? It's always something else. It's what's the next best thing? You know, I don't think that detracts from a relationship. I think that helps it grow. And if I don't have anybody that can talk through that with me, then I mean, you probably don't have any extra value for me. Like I don't need anybody because of who I am and what I do and all of the things that I do and just because of my mind's always busy. You know, if you can't have that meaningful conversation with me about that type of thing, then I mean, I probably won't add any value in my relationship with you.
So, I'll go ahead.
So as the 9 to 5er coming to the entrepreneur, how do you accept when we come to you and say, hey, I need my time, both from a male perspective and a woman perspective, just nothing that deep of a voice. So
yeah.
But
I need
you
my
get
time.
what I'm saying? You know, they'll say it before we'll say it to them. But I'll come to you and say,
for sure.
all right, baby, I need a little time. How do y'all approach that, or how do y'all handle that? It should. I mean, I think it shouldn't get to a point where I say that, but if it does get to that point of me saying that, because it happens, but when it does, how do you handle it? Both of y'all.
So, I'll start off by saying one, kind of piggybacking off of something Corin said earlier. If I am really that vested in you and I'm on that level with you, you are going to be a priority for me. If a person is not prioritizing you or making sure that their schedule works around what you guys have already kind of set a standard of, then that person may just not be that into you. Now, for me, I always advise couples to do this at the end of the year. Whenever people are doing all these vision boards and whatever, as a couple, you need to sit down before the year ends. Look at the 2022 calendar. These are the weeks of each other's birthdays. Let's start there. What do you want to do for your birthday? What do I want to do for my birthday? Okay, are we gonna take a trip? You know what? Let me already put my vacation on my calendar or on my schedule, and make sure I block out this whole weekend or this whole 5 days for your birthday. Now, in between there, let's plan. We're gonna do however many other trips or vacations. Let's say we're gonna do one at this time and we're gonna do one at this time. Let's make sure we put our big stuff, our anniversary, whatever, on the calendar already. That way, 1, you ain't gotta worry about nobody forgetting. 2, you've prioritized your relationship, and those big milestones are already blocked off, so you know not to put business on there. Ain't no last minute booking a photo shoot on somebody's birthday weekend if you know that you've already allocated that time. So now,
how much they paying?
Huh?
How much they paying? Cause you can figure it out.
Don't figure it out on my birthday. I've had something like this happen. Do not figure it out.
I say that if she coming to me like that, I'll just have to do it. I won't do it on her birthday. It won't be a
I'm just talking.
I know you just talking. I know you.
We gotta do it earlier in the morning.
But on my birthday, if it's my birthday,
be somewhere at 9.
I gotta be at the airport at 12. Let's break the thing off 5:30. We're gonna do a sunrise shoot.
Right. Think of the whole concept to go around it.
Yeah.
But so putting those big milestones already on your calendar, and making sure, like I said, that you start to build everything else, building everything else around it. And then I'm really big on having relationship business meetings or executive meetings. I talked about this on King Charles' topic of the week before as well. Every month we need to, or every quarter we need to be doing check-ins. These are the goals that we set. In these last 3 months, did we reach those goals? What were we short of? What do we need to do better of? In a relationship. If you do it for a multi-million-dollar business, why wouldn't you do it for your household when that is a business?
So do you think? So you think that relationship, household, you take that as a business?
Absolutely. It's a partnership. That is a type of a business.
Marriage is a business.
We just take it for granted because it doesn't affect our bank account.
Yeah, do it. Affect your bank account.
No, in a positive way. Most times. Most times, if you think about a relationship, if you with the right person, it should be a game.
It should be.
It should be.
And sometimes when it's not a gain or not a loss, we take it as a loss because we're not gaining, and that may be a problem.
I could see how you can see that if the relationship seems stagnant.
Right.
If we ain't moved on up to the east side.
I was gonna say, it ain't costing no money, but it ain't lost me nothing either.
Right. If we're not moving and we're just sitting in the same place. But, pretty much to answer the voice's question, I feel like creating those, or going ahead and putting those big milestones on your calendars or agendas in the beginning, and then at some point, doesn't have to be weekly or monthly, could be quarterly, could be biannually, whatever, having those checkups, like this is what we did in the first 6 months based off of the goals that we set at the end of the year. How on track are we? What moves do we need to make? And doing it as a unit, and in those things expressing, okay, so how did I, in these past 3 months, how did I appeal to your love language? What do you need more of from me? All of that needs to be laid out on the table in these conversations. But people in relationships don't talk about it. They just go with the flow, and that's why divorce rates right now are skyrocketing, and there's so many Black families that are single parent families because you don't have these conversations about stuff. And it could have been prevented with communication.
I don't know. See, I feel like I agree with you, but at the same time, like it's kind of like foreign to me because it seems like I don't know. It just seems kind of methodical and not like let's talk about this, baby. Like hey, it's that time of the month. We gotta sit down at 7 o'clock. We gotta check off our checklist. Like, did you do this for me? Did you?
It's not, and it's not even a matter of did you do this for me. When I was saying that about sitting down and doing these checkups or these executive meetings, it's not about how many times did we have sex this month? Like I'm not saying that.
Shouldn't be able to count.
But no, you just keeping it real. And that is a great segue into the next part of the conversation, but we're gonna put a stamp on it for right now. But even in doing that, you want to make sure that it's not something that you're saying, well, what did you do for me? But how did we do together?
Yeah.
And then, because a lot of women are sensitive in difficult conversations, instead of saying, well, what did you do for me? Asking, well, how can I love you better or help you with however you're feeling about X, Y, and Z?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like you're working too much. I feel like you need to learn how to shut it off. And even when you shut it off, don't come sit on the couch with me and start talking about it. Like, be present with that. That's what I mean. Those are the conversations that people could adopt doing that if they struggle with having these kind of conversations.
That's a hard thing to do.
Yeah. Do you think that is? Yeah.
Even when you stop actually working on it, to sit with your partner and just be in the moment with your partner.
Yeah.
Especially if that's not how you build mentally.
Yeah. See, like me, mentally, like I come home and that's it for me. Like, hey, no work. Like, I'll do work, but it's not like work and my partner don't coexist. Like, I'm not talking. If I talk to you about my day, it's because there was some crazy stuff happened. Like, I just need to get this off. But yeah, like for me, I think men and women see home differently. Mm-hmm. Like, I think men see home as peace. Women see home as refuge. And so where we see, this is the place where I can cut everything off, a lot of times women say this is where I can let everything out. And so then it's like, I expect my dude to hear all of this.
Repeat that, say it again one more time so they hear. I'm sorry.
Say it loud. Say it.
My bad, that was gospel.
Okay, hold on. Let's see if I can remember. Hold on.
Men see their home as peace, women see it as refuge.
I thought I got to say it again.
No, I was reminding you. You said, let me see if I remember it.
I did remember that.
But
that
now
was
you
just
can go
for show.
in deeper with it.
It's just for show.
Oh, okay, my bad. Act like I ain't said it. Go ahead.
So,
because we ended the videos anyway.
So a lot of times, when men come home, they see men come out.